there, welcome to my channel. This is Wandering with Jeannie, and this is where we navigate life. Is something of a, I believe the word is cottywomple. Cottywomple? Basically, it is walking with intention to an unknown destination. And if that doesn't describe life, I don't know what does. In any case, welcome back if you have been here before, and if you're new, welcome in. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I am joined by Pearl. She is super snuggly and super helpful, and so if you see a little tail action, that's what's going on. What I wanted to talk about today is the this is actually, it's if you go to my blog, which is wanderingwithjeannie.com, then you will see this is actually kind of the second, but the first piece kind of tells the story about how I got to my idea that life is a puzzle. And so what I'm actually going to do today is talk about, rather than how did I get here, what I'm talking about is what are the puzzle pieces in this life puzzle that we're all trying to figure out. And basically the gist of the life is a puzzle idea is, I'll cover that real quickly here, is that a lot of times, at least for me, and maybe for other people, it feels like when things are going well, I am putting the pieces of my life puzzle together. And then something happens, and the pieces all get thrown up into the air and scattered around the room, and I feel like I have to start over. So if you've ever done a jigsaw puzzle, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people like to find the corners and start with the corners and then build out the sides and then fill in the middle. And I feel like this is a really good kind of visualization for how you can go about getting your life back on track. Is you look for a corner that is accessible to you where you can find the piece, and then you build from there. So in thinking about this whole, like, what are the corners of my life puzzle, I identified, and again, if you look at it, you may see some places where I reference 7. When I started this, I thought there were 7, and then it took me probably until I posted the second article when I realized there really are 8. So since I'm recording this after things have been posted, a lot of the places I've tried to correct that. However, if you do find reference to 7, just understand that this is an evolving idea. Just like life evolves, this is an idea that's evolving for me. So currently, at the time of this filming, I believe that there are 8 corners of the puzzle. I also believe that everybody's puzzle is unique. So you may have a different number of corners in your puzzle. You may agree with the corners that I've identified. You may feel that there are different ones, and that's okay. Because quite frankly, your puzzle is your puzzle. And my puzzle is my puzzle. So I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my life together the way that it makes sense for me to put my life together. And you need to figure out how your life goes together. So hopefully this can provide you with some insight, some starting points, some place where you can jump off and figure out how to put your life puzzle together. I'm hoping that it will be kind of, like I said, inspirational, or give you some ideas for things that you can do to help you get your life together. So that quick synopsis being said, let's get into it. So these 8 corners, and this is like truly the meat of it, what I found for me, and as I cannot iterate enough times, maybe this works for you, maybe it doesn't. Try it on for size, experiment with it, and then when you start to figure out what works for you, please, please, please do what works for you. I am only an expert on my life. I'm not an expert on your life. So whatever is right for you, those are the things that you should do. And also be aware that it may change over time. I'm middle-aged, and I definitely know that my thoughts, my ideas, the way that I put things together has changed over time. And wherever you are in life, understand that that may change as well. So if you're very young, if you're in your teens or 20s, the things that make sense to you now are going to be perfect for you in your teens and 20s. And when you get to be in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, whatever, you may find that you have to start in different places, or different things make sense to you just because of the life you've lived and the experiences you've had. So as I said, I cannot iterate enough that I'm speaking from my perspective. I'm hoping to give you some information, some inspiration, so that you can take this information and integrate it into your life and find ways to put your puzzle pieces together that will help you to live a more fulfilling integrated life. So, all that said, the 8 pieces are physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual, vocational, environmental, and financial. Those are the 8 pieces that I found work for my life puzzle, the 8 corners that work for my life puzzle. The other thing that I really like about this idea of life as a puzzle, and I do tend to visualize this as like a 3D, like cube kind of thing, is that there are side pieces that connect the corners, and there are interior pieces where different corners are all connected to different sides or connected to different things. And you'll definitely see this as we move along. But things that are not clearly in one corner or clearly in another corner, or they're clearly integrated and involved in different corners and have impacts in different parts of your life, even though it's one thing, that may sound super confusing. So let me try to give some examples of things like when you look at the vocational corner. Vocation is kind of like how you spend your time. And a lot of people interpret that as job. And for a lot of people, your vocation is your job. But for some people, the job that you do, the job that allows you to make money so you can pay for food and shelter and clothes and supplies and all the things that you need, may not be truly what you feel called to do. There may be some community service or volunteering thing that is truly where your heart lies, and that's your calling, that's your vocation, that's your purpose in life, and you have a job. The job just makes you money. It doesn't necessarily bring you the satisfaction that you get from following your vocation. Another one that you'll definitely see as we get into the mental, emotional, social, spiritual corners is that they are very, very closely intertwined. And a lot of places where you'll read about it, a lot of people treat them like they're all one thing. I try to kind of, for the purposes of describing them, break them into their individual corners. And I will absolutely, absolutely admit and disclaim at the beginning of every blog post, every video, that they are very highly interconnected. Some obvious examples are things like financial. Financial, that's your money. How you save it, how you invest it, how you spend it, how you budget it, the level of debt that you have, your net worth, like all that stuff's going to be in your financial piece, as well as how much you earn. And I think it's pretty well established at this point in time that the amount that you earn is directly related to your physical health. You have to earn enough money to be able to go to the doctor, to take care of any illness or injury that happens. The amount of money that you make is going to be related also to your mental and emotional health. If you make enough money that you can pursue outside interests, that you can learn new skills, that you can gain a sense of mastery, then that's going to improve your mental health. If you don't have enough money, and this is incredibly true for people who live in poverty, that their mental health suffers, their physical health suffers, their emotional health suffers, because they don't have enough money to take care of themselves. They don't have enough money to buy the food that they need for themselves or for their families. They can't afford to live in a place that's safe. If you don't feel safe when you go home, you're really going to struggle to feel emotionally healthy and safe, to feel mentally healthy and safe, to be able to take risks, to be able to do these things that will make your life feel like it's more integrated. So as we see moving forward, these things are all very, very intertwined. They do make up a whole interconnected puzzle of life. And what I have found for me is when my puzzle gets knocked off the table and thrown around, I need to go back to the corners. I need to go back to the basics. I need to go to things that are very, very defined and start there and then work my way out. So that is the gist of what the 8 corners of my life puzzle are. And hopefully, as I said, this is helpful to you. Feel free to put in the comments if you agree that your life also has these 8 corners, or if there are other corners that you feel that your life has. Share those, because this is intended to be a community where we can all learn and come together and bounce ideas off of each other and really enrich our own lives and enrich the lives of those around us. So please go ahead and comment below with what corners you think your life has and what you do when life gets tossed around and you need to start somewhere to put the pieces back together. If you've enjoyed this, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And hopefully I will see you very soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.